So what we're going to do is we're going to cut our fuchsia plant here 2/3 of the way in. We're going to remove 2/3 of the mass that we have here of stems and leaf tissue. And then what we're going to do is we're going to remove actually the leaves. Hey everybody, Sean and Allison here from Spoken Garden. Today we're going to show you how we're going to overwinter our fuchsia, and so you can do it too.
Yeah, we've got a couple steps to take today and we'll show you that process. But before we get to that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on every daily video.
So guys, here we are. Here's our fuchsia basket, and you can see it's starting to lose some of its leaves. It's slowing down. It's still blooming, but what we're going to do today is we're going to get this ready to overwinter, and we're going to force it into dormancy. And so we've tried this in the past in a different way, and today we're going to try it a little bit differently. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut our fuchsia plant here 2/3 of the way in. We're going to remove 2/3 of the mass that we have here of stems and leaf tissue, and then what we're going to do is we're going to remove actually the leaves, all the leaves from it, so it forces the plant to go into dormancy. It's not going to be able to photosynthesize. It's not going to be able to do any active growing, and we want to force it to do that because we want it to slow down and just conserve itself over this winter. And so then we can bring it back out this coming spring, and it'll just have this new flush of growth, and it'll be beautiful. So for supplies, all you really need are some hand pruners or the micro snips to get into your plant and actually start pruning it back. And so that's really it. So with that, we can just get right into it and get this done. So with that, let's get started. I'm going to use our new classic cut Corona hand shears that we just got. We're going to take our hand pruners and we're going to look at our plant here, and we're going to say, what is 2/3 in? Where is that in relation to this? And so if we go, it's all by eye. It's really all by eye. So it's very subjective. It goes plant by plant. What you're going to do is we're going to go 1/3. If we go 1, 2, if we look at it that way, we've got 1, 2, and 3. We've got our thirds. So I can come up to maybe about here. I'll come up about to the pot itself, and that's about 2/3 in from the outside in. So we're gonna just start pruning things back. And right now, I'm just gonna go through here and I'm just gonna just willy-nilly just prune right away. We're gonna prune all this off. I'm just gonna give it like a haircut. I'm gonna get a good view of what we're looking at here after we remove all this. And then we can do some finer pruning and clean up some of the massive stems that we now see here. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. So we've given it a haircut right around the pot. That's about 2/3 cut away. So now we've removed 2/3 of the plant mass. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go in and we're just gonna literally snip all of these leaves out. We're gonna just trim all this back to these stems, because we don't want the plant to keep photosynthesizing when it's in dormancy. We actually want to force it into dormancy, and to do that, we have to basically starve it. We have to tell it, you're not going to photosynthesize, therefore you're going to have to shut down for a little bit until we want you to come back in the spring. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm noticing now that it's a little bit harder to get in here with these actual hand pruners, so I'm going to switch out and go to the micro snips. So got our micro snips here from Corona Tools. Let's get in here and let's keep going. Yep, these are a lot easier to get in and maneuver in these tighter spaces. I'm glad we have these. Yep. Let's get in here. This is a fun part of this because you get to follow these back to where they were, where all of these stems are. Kind of like a little bit of a scavenger hunt. And I'm going to prune out some of this dead tissue too, because it doesn't need to be in there. Boy, these micro snips really work well to get in, especially with these tight spaces, but also with these wires. We're keeping the wires on here too, you guys. We're going to keep these wires because we want to be able to rehang this plant next spring from a hook. We want it to trail over. We want it hanging up under our eave. So we're going to keep this on here. You can remove it if you want, but it's not that easy to remove, and then putting it back on is not exactly very easy either. So we're just going to keep it, and then it's there, and so we can just rehang it when we need to. Now you can see here we've got a break that was from this past spring and summer. I'm just going to cut that off, and I'm going to use the other hand pruners to do that because it's a damaged piece and we don't want that on there. So we'll just do that. Okay, back to the micro snips. So guys, we've pruned away all of the leaf material. Now what we need to do, as you can see down in here, is there's actual spent leaves and old leaves and stuff down in the pot around the base of each one of these stems here. We need to clean all this out because we don't want to leave that material down there, because we don't want to promote or give anywhere for any diseases or pests to actually overwinter in this pot. That can actually hurt the plant later on. So we don't want to encourage that. So we're going to clean all that out. So guys, our last step is to take our fuchsia in its basket, put it in the garage or a place where it's only going to get maybe 40 to 50 degrees at the lowest temperature, and then water it about once a month to make sure it's getting enough moisture to stay alive but keep it dormant. And then we'll bring it out next spring when the time's right and the outside temperatures are warm enough, and it'll start regrowing again.
And a couple main things to remember is do not let your fuchsia get into any kind of frost or freezing conditions, because it won't survive the winter that way. And definitely make sure to remember to water it. And it doesn't need a lot of water, like Sean said, just maybe once a month. So we'll probably put a reminder in our phone because we'll probably forget.
If you guys have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. We love hearing from you guys. Also, give us that thumbs up, let us know we're doing a good job, and subscribe to our channel so you get updates on our latest videos.
Yep, that's a wrap. It's really cold outside, so we're done with this project. We'll be back tomorrow with our next video, so come on back to see what we're up to.
See you tomorrow, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.